I'm Elad, CTO at BridgeWise, and together with me we have Yaniv Gueta, which is a solution architect from AWS.
Hi, good
We're
morning.
going today to talk about one of our products in BridgeWise. It's called Bridget. It's a chatbot. Uh, I'm going to talk about, first of all, what Bridget is doing. Uh, Especially in the finance sector industry, what is the important things that we need to take care of for them, and how actually we are achieve them. And after that, we'll have an open discussion for question. Yaniv, present yourself.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me today. I'm Yaniv. I'm a principal solution architect at AWS. I work with the financial services customer across the globe, and will be happy to share my experience and perspective on what's going on the market these days. Welcome, everybody.
Thanks, Yaniv. So let's first of all start with what is Bridget. Bridget, as I said, it's a chatbot. But I will start a bit a background on BridgeWise. BridgeWise giving today for any investor in the world analysis, access to analysis in each language, that give AI analysis about any company, any fund, any bond, any alternative assets like a crypto, a commodity. And with this analysis, everyone can do a better decision where to invest his money. Now, on top of all those analyses that we have, we are given another channel that anyone can ask question instead of reading our analysis. He can ask to Bridget any question about any company from analysis and what Bridget actually think, it's BridgeWise, to news about this company, macro events that happened. We can answer about who are the best companies in specific sector, who are the best companies that give dividends. We are leading to action for our customer, which are mostly banks, brokers, CFDs companies. We will help them to drive the customer, the end user, to make actions. Eventually, they want that they will trade more. So we are helping our customer to drive his end users to make actions. We are also today supporting Bridget ability to connect with data of the customer. It means we are not just giving analysis based on BridgeWise analysis. We are also sharing data that coming directly from our customer. If it's a proprietary data, if it's a specific prices of this customer, or if it's even a FAQ, some knowledge that the customer want to share with the end users. We are doing gamification as part of the discussion. When I say gamification, you can see chart, you can see graphs, you can see tables, you can actually get the answers in more visualized way. We are doing follow-up question and many, many other capabilities. But I want to today to talk specifically on all the things behind chatbot when you are going to put it in production, when you are going to work with enterprise customers. And I want even Yaniv to tell us from his knowledge, because he see more a customer from AWS that hosted on AWS. Yaniv, what is the today needs in this finance sectors from a chatbots system?
Yes, let me start by saying that I'm seeing a lot of financial services customers all along the year. And what we are seeing lately is a fundamental shift across the industry from general generative AI chatbots and assistants to more autonomous agentic systems that can actually automate entire processes. In insurance, for example, we are seeing it's underwriting and claim automation. In banking, we are seeing a lot of onboarding automation like KYC, AML, and etc. And in capital market, we are moving from traditional advisor calls to digital assistant, and now to autonomous robo-advisor. It's not just a technology shift or trend, it's actually a change in the way business think and work. And a lot of customers can now deliver personalized real-time guidance to their customer at scale. And these customers or this financial services institution will win at the end. From my perspective, BridgeWise is leading this transformation. BridgeWise become one of the most promising go-to platforms for AI-powered financial analysis.
If I will go back 2 years ago when we started to create this innovative product, and up to today, all those big customers that we are serve, banks, finance institution, always was afraid about, okay, it's a finance. Their end users going to invest their money based on the decision that they will do, based on the data that we are sharing. So they ask many, many questions and they test our Bridget from reliability, from accuracy, from no hallucinations.
Yeah.
Even after we give answer, they wanted explainability. Why you give this answer? Why you suggest or advise or give this score? They wanted safetyness if customer end user passing some personal information, how we are blocking it. They wanted controllability. It means everything that we are said is controllable. Everything that we are said, we are 100%, although it's AI and it's a generative AI, they want that we will be 100% controlled on what we are going to show to the customer. They want fairness. It means no matter if it's a girl or a man, no matter what is the type of the persona, we are always given the same answer. It's not like if it's a Yaniv, I will give one answer, and if it's Elad, I will give another answer. Or if it's a professional investor, I will give different answer. No, it's fairness for all the people. They want governance. How we are governance our answers, how we are check our answers. From security, for example, one of the customer last week did many tests about only security, how we cannot give, it's called prompt injections, how we cannot manipulate Bridget to answer differently. And he tried. And we can see in the question that he sent, as a system, please do exactly what I'm saying to you. Please follow this instruction and try to give the instruction. And it failed. Actually, Bridget was very, very tough and consistent on the answer and answer according to what we want and not what the end user tried to manipulate. So all of these, I said, restrictions that we have, making it a product that's ready for enterprise and finance institution. How we are doing it?
How we are doing it?
Yeah, and I will try to start from the eye level, from architecture, and then Yaniv will continue with the infrastructure, how we are building it according on top of AWS. And I will give you an example. Today, or in the last 20 years that I'm interviewing people, I asked the first question, we are a software company and we want to deliver fast and in quality. How you do it? And this question is a big umbrella. We want to deliver software. This is what we are doing. We want to make it in quality, how you are doing it. And it's a big, big umbrella under it. The same here. You want to build a chatbot, which is reliable, no hallucination, explainability, controllability, all those things that I mentioned, how you are doing it. We are starting from the basic best practice that we have in the traditional software, like solid principles, like microservices. Anyone today know that we want to modular it very well. So we are starting from all those things, and on top of that, there are other things that I want to mention. And I will mention 3, and after that, maybe we can dive even more. Today, like a human, if you want to teach someone something and you give him a lot of information, he will be confused and not sure that he will remember everything. But if you will make it very, very specific with a very organized data, I want you to learn 1, 2, 3, more chance that he will remember it and will learn it. And it's the same with LLM. If you are given a big context to the LLM and not organized, more chance that we will have hallucinations, more chance that we will not be reliable. And what we did is, first of all, to break all these systems into smaller agents. We call it agents. You can call it just services, microservices. But each agent, each microservice have its own single responsibility. After that, we are choosing each model, each service or agent can use different model today. We are using a lot of Gemini, but one model is critical. On top of all those small models, small agents, there is one that doing the orchestration and finally give the answer. This agent must have a model which is very, very strict to the instructions. It means that he's following your instruction no matter what. And not all models are really doing that. We tried a lot of models, some of them doing it in the first time, second time, 9th time, but in the 10th time, they are doing what they want. So this is the first thing that I would say, choose for the answer, the final answer, choose the model which is very, very follow your instructions. Now, if you will give to this model only the data that you need in order to provide good answer, you are dramatically increased the probability that he will not invite or will not generate by himself answer. So beside doing it in a small agent, small microservices, we are also fetching the data not based on the regular traditional RAG. We found that the traditional RAG with vector storage is not giving a good results from accuracy perspective. And we develop our proprietary, on top of AWS, our proprietary RAG solution. We are not using vector database. We are directly going to the endpoint that BridgeWise today exposed. We have more than 200 endpoints. And for each question, we are realized, and this is our secret, we are realized to which endpoint and which data from the endpoint we need to take. It's like we developed the tools that today we call it tools in MCP. We developed it 2 years ago. This mechanism of, for this question, we have a tool. This tool know exactly to which endpoint we are going to take this data. Now, after we choose the right model to answer, after we split it to different, to many agents, and we took the specific data that need for this answer, I want to a bit talk about what are the agents that we have and give you some kind of understanding, and then Yaniv, I'm moving it to you. For example, imagine that your chatbot now we need to answer to all the questions in the world. It's a big task and not easy. If you will start by, first of all, filter what you can answer on. Like, for example, if someone ask the Bridget on medicine for his son, we will not be able to answer. We said it at the beginning. So our first agent is the preventer. Think on that like on a filter, what we know to answer and what we don't know to answer. And it's remove the majority of the question in the world. It means we are raising the probability to answer correct dramatically. And with this approach, we are going one by one. We have an agent to recognize the entities in the question about which entity, which companies we are talking. We have different agents to do only these tasks. And so on, we are continue until we are building the context only from what needed to answer. And even after we answer, we are doing validation again with a mechanism that Yaniv will mention later. We're doing another validation on the answer compared to the question and context. And if we see that this is the answer, this is the question that the user asked, and this is the context that we provide, and we may give answer not according to the context, we'll fail this answer. Try to even one time try to rephrase the answer. So this is a bit about the three most important thing that I think that we need to take care to choose the model that answer, to split it into many agents, and to detect the relevant data information that need for the answer. And Eva, I will move it to you to talk a bit about the infrastructure, bedrock.
Yes, absolutely. First, it's a great point that you mentioned. I want to emphasize that there's a significant difference between experimenting with AI and building a production-ready systems for FSI customers. Specifically for financial services, just good answers are not good enough. You must have high, accurate, and grounded and auditable and compliant answers. It's not just giving the answer. It's like you said, it's find all the relevant data points and make sure 100% that are correct and accurate. And it's actually connected directly to the AWS GenAI evolution. We evolved actually our GenAI capabilities to meet actually the customer demands. So these demands that you mentioned comes from all customers across the globe. We started with Amazon Bedrock at the beginning, just serving models, giving access to leading foundational models like Anthropic, Cohere, Meta, and etc. With all the enterprise-grade security, privacy, and etc. But for financial services, for all organizations and financial services specifically, it's not good enough. We don't need just models. They need a production-ready infrastructure that give them the ability to build complex agentic systems. And that's why we actually expanded the offering to a full agentic platform, what we call Amazon Bedrock Agent Core, that give you exactly these capabilities to be able to build complex agentic systems and the multi-agent architecture with all the components that give you the ability to reason, to plan, and to automate actions with all the enterprise-grade orchestration and state management. In addition, we have guardrails, Amazon Bedrock Guardrails. It's a feature as part of Bedrock that give you all the capabilities to block different types of topics or block PII or whatever that relates or concerns your customer. You can automate this process to enforce the content safety and prevent any information that you don't want to share with the customers. You have the ability to choose if you want to use that or not. It's up to you. I know that BridgeWise are using part of the components and part like you said, you build your own capabilities. For example, we have Amazon Bedrock Knowledge Bases, which is our RAG solution. You can use it, but you can take components of that and build your own, like Bridget did. But that's the beauty of the platform, that you can take whatever you want, you can pick and choose the components and build the multi-agent system or the agentic system that you want by yourself. And out of the box, you get solution for all the pillars that relates or important for or concerns, let's say, financial services customers, regulation, security, explainability. Like you said, I think it's the most important part. Every recommendation that you are going to share must be traceable. auditable, and you can show the regulator exactly why or how you come up with this decision. And at the end, for the end user, I think privacy and scalability are the most important part. And at the end, all of it, you have the broader infrastructure that give you all the capabilities to build these autonomous AI systems like you did, and you can trust them at production scale. And actually, at the end, you put your money on that. Yes, you as a service provider and your end users as customers that use the system.
I will talk about privacy, as you said, in a moment. First of all, I want to relate to a few questions that I see in the chat about personalized memory. Today in Bridget, we are supporting only personalized memory for the current session that the user is doing. We are not supporting, like in ChatGPT, you can go to the history, or you can talk about something and I will remember what we talked 3 months ago. No, we are supporting only in the specific session. We're doing it with other agents that are doing smart summarization for the session. Every question that you're asking, even if you will ask 50 questions, we are always taking summarization of what we discussed until now. It's a smart summarization. It's not just a LLM that summarize the discussion. We are doing it more efficient and more relevant because we have many, many agents that using for this knowledge what the user talk about until up to now. So we're doing it for the first session, for the current session. Another question that I see is about Nemotron. We just announced 1 month ago that we are did integration with NVIDIA, with Nemotron on AWS, and it's indeed the case. We're using today Nemotron not in the real-time question. We're using it afterward. It means after we have all the question, we are monitoring, it's in offline process. We are monitoring all the question and answers and validate if we have something that we didn't answer right, if we have hallucination, if we have reliability issues. So all these evaluation for the answer, we're doing after that with Nemotron. In this question, the one that ask also about capabilities that Nemotron give, like to give to the chat, image, table. So it's in our roadmap. We have already signed customer, very big bank in the world, in the 20 top banks in the world, that actually we are going to release this feature probably next quarter. And this is about, you can give all your portfolio, whether if it's a PDF, whether if it's a table, and we will give you analysis on the entire portfolio. Today, we are able to give analysis on specific assets, but later on, we'll be able to give you analysis on your entire portfolio. And this is something that will give the ability to upload to the chat whatever you want that we will analyze for you. So it will.
Yeah, so it's very similar for what I'm seeing in the market. As times go by and customers get confidence with these systems, you can expand your offering and you can serve portfolios or a multimodal content like images, graphs, and etc. And I'm sure that it will evolve across the industry and also for BridgeWise, like you exactly mentioned.
I will relate also to this because we're very close to our customers and their concern. So I must to say that we'll never let the AI, especially the Gen AI LLMs, to be the LLM that think. They are just passing our information verbally. All the logic, all the decisions are making by our agents. And it's deterministic. As I said, it's controllable. It's explainable. It's not something that we said, go to LLM and said, please analyze portfolio. No, for sure, no. We are just said at the end, pass these information. in a text, pass it in a human
Yes, but like you said, at the end, it's a multi-agent architecture. You have your backend, let's say backend agents that process the data and generate this grounded, compliant.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, and then you can have different agents that converse with the customer and give him the answers based on the accurate, grounded results that you already created or have in your system.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is all about, and it's very important to understand LLM is not it's not like a magic. Give it to the LLM and that's it. It will not work. It can work for POC, but it's not in the reality and not in production and not in finance companies. About privacy. Today you have two kind of way to connect with LLM. One way is over the internet, public API, you can call it. And this is a bit problematic from customer perspective because although Anthropic, Google, and others, ChatGPT, say that they are not trained on this data or they are not safe, no one really believe, unfortunately. And what we are doing, we are using it as a deployment on our VPC, on our virtual private network on AWS. So we are now go out to the public API. We are deploy it on our site, same that we are doing with Nemotron on Bedrock. So everything is on Bedrock, everything deployed on our infrastructure. And in that way, we are give the confidence to the customer that all the data that your end user asking is we are not trained on that and it's live only in our VPC. So this is about the privacy.
Yeah, so I want to emphasize, I think it's a very important point that Amazon Bedrock in general is a very secure platform and compliant with many regulations and compliance. And like you said, we never give anything from the input outputs to any model provider in any case. So whatever goes into Bedrock is in your VPC, like you said, your virtual private network without access to public in any way or to the model providers to train their models or to improve their. So I think that's very important. It's part of the, let's call it partnership. AWS gives you or provide a secure infrastructure with the models, the governance, and all the layers. And you, BridgeWise, build the intelligence layer on top of that with all the regulation, the investment reasoning, and the compliance framework, and grounding the answer based on your proprietary technology. I think it's very important to everybody to understand because that's how we see the market evolve, specifically with FSI. Once you have a robust, strong, compliant infrastructure, it's much easier for you to build these verticalized AI solutions.
I want to give another example of difference between what you see outside ChatGPT, Gemini, which is a wide chat but not regulated. Even ChatGPT 2 months ago announced that they are going to block question about specific fields because they are afraid from an end user that come with complaint later on. I did it because ChatGPT said they actually strict finance, strict medical sectors. And I want to give an example. Today in ChatGPT or Gemini or any other, you can throw an image, you can throw unstructured data, and it will, most of the cases, it will analyze or will understand, but sometimes it will not understand. How it's happening in our side when we must be 100% correct. We're not just taking this infrastructure and throw an image to Bridget and that's it. Let the Gen AI to understand what is it. And no, we're developing now a machine readable transformation, like take unstructured data and convert it to JSON. And this product, we are going to invest a lot and we are not going to use Gen AI. We are going to do it with a lot of data science that working on this project with the traditional models, with the traditional NLP, which is more strict. and we are doing a lot of validation before we are release some JSON from unstructured data. And this JSON, which will be 100% accurate, this is what we are going to feed to Bridget. So under the hood, you will be able to throw unstructured data, but so I mean, from user perspective, you will not see what we have under the hood. You will throw unstructured data, but what we are doing inside, we are split it. We have a dedicated machine that's going to translate it to a JSON structure, and this dedicated machine, we are going to spend a lot of effort and data science work on this in order to make it reliable. And after that, we are going to extract from JSON only what's relevant to the question. And in that way, it's an example how we are validate that the answer will be very, very accurate and reliable.
Yes, it's actually similar to what I see with other customers. For example, if you want to build fraud detection system, a similar example in this case, you need to combine traditional deterministic machine learning models with a lot of data science efforts behind the scenes, together with this agentic framework and workflows. You take the good of the both worlds and combine and creates more accurate and more robust systems that can serve your customers. It's all across the use cases. It can be for fraud detection or an onboarding process where you need to validate 100% the persona identifying. That's exactly the case. We're taking components with different components and build this agentic system and workflows. Quite similar to that what you described.
Yeah. Yesterday I was in an event with Google about other topics in AI, and one of the persona in the panel was investor, and he said that one of the problems today in startup, they think, we have AI, let's give it to the AI, he will do the job, and that's it. And he said it's not a magic, it's not working at the end. At the reality, when you are going to deploy it to production and give it to the customer, it's not working. You cannot just give the task to AI and that's it. And this is what now I'm sharing with you. We are not using the Gen AI to do the job. We're just giving him to transfer what you want to transfer in a human language. And this was an example. We are not going to give it tech.
Yes, absolutely. When you need a deterministic process and you want to be 100% sure, sometimes you can still use traditional AI and machine learning. It still works. And like I said, there's dozens of use cases that it's still relevant, specifically in the FSI industry that wants 100% accurate answers sometimes. And the combination, like I said, that's where the magic happens.
We talk about the backend part, about the logic. I want to talk about another dimension in Bridget. Bridget today adopted very quickly in customers and platform. If customer want today to adopt Bridget to his platform, if it's a web platform, mobile platform, in 2 days, he can do it as is. We call it vanilla Bridget. Take Bridget without even customization. In a moment, I will expand and elaborate more on the customization, but you can take Bridget. Eventually, it's a widget that you can take as a JavaScript, embed in his web view or in his web application, get a token through his personal application ID. It's like his identity, and start work. If you want a bit more than that, not take the vanilla, with this approach, it doesn't need R&D. But if you want more than that, if you want to customize the look and feel from front-end perspective, we are also doing it, and it's a few days. If you want to customize any agent in Bridget, today it's something new that we are able to give this ability, and we are doing it for the customer. It's taking a few days to customize the style that you want that Bridget will talk. We can customize that. If you will ask Bridget, who are you? We can customize to answer according to what the bank want to answer. From regulation perspective, we can restrict it more, we can restrict it less, we can define the disclaimer for each customer what you want. We can even influence on what question we are answer, what question we are not answer. So on any agent that we have in the pipeline, we have more than 22 agents. We can customize for the specific tenant, for the specific customer as he want, and we're doing together. If you're going to customize all the agents, it can take a time. It can take 1 month, 2 months to customize all the agents and shape it really, really to your solution. Even on cases like, I want that in this case, this user, because he's not logged in user and he not buy my package, I want to give him only a 5-question tutorial a day. But if he will buy the package, I will open him Bridget, or I will open him more features on Bridget. So all those customization we can do today, even I think everything to tailor it to the customer needs. It's of course it's more expensive. It's not out of the box, take it and deploy. It's taking more time from our side, but it's achievable, and we're doing it for many customers.
Yes, and I think again, I'm emphasizing that again, that once you have a robust platform that someone take off the undifferentiated everything for you and manage all the infrastructure with all the safety, security, compliance, and etc., it's much easier to focus on the customer experience, the UX, all the specific guardrails that you are building as part of the agents that you are building. And that's the way we see the industry evolve and the solutions going forward, exactly like you mentioned.
If you have more questions, ask it. I will see it and I will answer. Meanwhile, we talk about the customization, we talk about reliability. I want to talk about more deeper, it's more related to software, about scale. Today, by the way, today in Bridget, there are every day more than 30K questions a day. From capacity perspective on Bridget and scale perspective, we are supported up to 1,000 questions per minute. And this is another aspect that's important to know. When someone come and build a POC and chat, it's working for 1, 2 questions. You don't know that if you want to scale, later on, you will tackle with capacity of the models. Not all models giving you unlimited capacity. It will tackle about all these infrastructure. We are deployed on Kubernetes today, and we tune in very well with our DevOps department in order to support. But after you put it on Kubernetes and all the agents have all their tuned resources, now the next bottleneck will be, as I said, the capacity of the model. Today, what we did in order to overcome this capacity, we deployed the model on our infrastructure on AWS, not only in one region. We deploy it on many regions. And what is give us? We're doing load balancing, and not just a regular load balancing. We're doing it even according to the speed balancing. What I mean, we have today 14 regions that we deploy the models, and every hour we are doing some check who is the fastest model. And we are first of all going to the fastest model. And if we are in a load, then we are lower the balance to another model, the second one in the priority from fastest model. So in that way, we are achieving 2 things. First of all, we are always working with a fast model, because any region depends on the capacity in the day. There is a different latency. So we are validate the latency is the best. Second, we are giving more redundancy. if one of the region, of course, because it's not happening in AWS, but if something happen in this region, we're automatically moving the load to other region, and it's also solve the problem of the capacity. If you're under very high load, we're using several regions in parallel.
Yeah, so this is great example of how you are leveraging the global presence and the multi-region architecture across different regions. I think it's very important for a company that wants to scale, like you said, very quickly. You started small and then you start to expand into different regions. That gives you the ability to serve more customers very quickly. And once you want to spin up more resources in different regions, you can do that. It can be Kubernetes resources or new models deployment and etc. That's exactly the beauty of the platform. It's take off all these concerns from you. You can use the platform in a good way to focus on the business aspects of what you are building.
I see another question about retrain the models. So let's split it into two. We have models that we don't need to really retrain them because it's a model out of the box. We just need to improve the instructions. It means that we are going over all the questions that asked yesterday, and with other models that we have, we are doing evaluation, and we see that if one of the agents need some improved the instructions, we are doing it. So the process is offline to monitor and analyze where we need to improve the instruction, and we are doing it. For other models that we do need to retrain them, for example, we have model which is a NER, Name Entity Recognition. It's a traditional, it's not a LLM model. That every customer that join to and take Bridget, sometimes he have his own asset names. In order to identify those assets names, we are doing retrain to this model. We are taking all his data sets and retrain to verify that in his case, he call it differently to the entity. He's not calling it Apple, it's call it Apple Inc. or other name. Or for gold, he's not calling it gold, he's calling it a gold 35. This is his name on a user base. So for those who are doing training, and again, it's based on feedback that we are getting in real time. If you are not able to recognize something or not able to answer on a question, or some user doing like giving a bad feedback, we are monitoring all those fails if we have, and see what we need to do and train it. So it's still human in the loop that activate the training, but the automation is to monitor and get those feedbacks. In that way, we are always keeping our Bridget as much as we can correct from those aspects.
I see some questions that I think it will be good if you can take. For example, how quickly you can integrate Bridget into existing bank or fintech platform? I think it's a good question.
I talked about it before. I will mention it again that if customer want to take the Bridget as is, vanilla, it's mean without customization, it's up to 2 days. You need to do two things. First of all, to connect with our API, I will give him, first of all, application client ID, we call it. It's mean identity and secret. With this identity and secret, he call to our endpoint once a day to get token. Our token is expired after 24 hours. So this is the first step that you need to do from backend perspective and store this token on his side. The second part that you need to do if you're taking a widget is to adopt our widget. It's a 1 hour work. It's just a JavaScript. It's a call to our widget and it's rendering on his platform. And then you provide to this widget the access token that he optioned before, and that's it. Start to ask questions. Deploy to your mobile app. Nothing to do more than that. It's up to 2 days, even a bit some UAT that he's doing. If you want to do a bit more to customize the front end, the look and feel, the way that we are answered, the style, the tone, then it's taking more time, depend on the what you want to achieve, what you want to customize. But it's also something which is very, very quick today because the platform that we build. It's something that every customer can do it. Every customer can ask it and we'll do it very quick.
Yes, I think last question that I'll ask based on what's on the chat. Can you see improvement in successful investment performance? I'm not sure that you can answer that directly, but
I can answer. If I understood you correct, I read this question several times, but I didn't sure that I understand. If I understand it correct, how we are validate or okay, we advise and we give Bridget, BridgeWise recommendation on any asset. What is the performance? Today, we have a customer that prove it that we are doing alpha. It means that the performance that we are giving is more than the indexes in the market, is more than the market. One of the customers, I don't want to, but to name in, but it's in the internet, it's public. One of the customer share with everyone, with his end user, but it's public, that for all the companies that we are recommend buy, we're doing 73% success. It means if we advise on 100 companies buy, 73 of them will really beat the market, will do alpha. And this is a great result. I can tell you that in Israel, there is another company that opened two funds based on BridgeWise AI. It's 100% managed by our AI and now managing and tune it every month. And those two funds did something like 60% revenue performance
yearly.
from April, which is much more than S&P 500. Much more. By the way, I invest on these funds. I will not say the names. I don't want to make some advertising now, but we are getting good feedbacks from companies. Rakuten in Japan, they announced it in the latest fill-in report that they use AI based on BridgeWise AI, and all the customer really give good feedbacks. They really saw that it's even one of the end user, Japanese user in Twitter, even started to make for the entire audience, started to make some performance checks. Every week, he uploaded on several assets, several companies that we said it's a good potential to do upside. He started to check ourselves and every week upload a picture of this company. And after a while, he said, it's really working. The AI is really predict correct, and those companies are really doing good movement. So indeed, we are getting good feedbacks. At the end, I will must say a disclaimer. At the end, we are giving access to analysis that was never published before. Imagine on guys in Brazil that want to know something on local companies that no one actually doing analysis because it's not interesting. Today, you can have access to this knowledge and understand a bit. At the end, the end user need to take the decision. But we are giving him much more visibility on all the companies in the world. So everyone can now go and make screener and ask what is the best company in Brazil from sector energy that pay dividend. How you will do it before? If you will call to the advisor in the bank, he will never able to answer this question. Even not allowed to answer this question. We are allowed. We got the regulation in many, many countries to answer those questions. And this expose you. Now, after you get this answer, you can continue to do your analysis, but I give you very, very good base to start with.
Yes. I think there's no more question out there. So if I want to summarize from my perspective, I think BridgeWise is a very good example how the market is evolving from traditional advisors into more agentic systems, and how you are successfully leveraging AWS platform, the global presence, the managed services, and specifically Amazon Bedrock and the agent core to build these robust and reliable systems. And really, really fascinating.
It's going to be excited even more in the next 2 years ahead. I'm pretty sure that no one will have a question if to use AI or not. It will be, this is what we are doing, of course, and it's going to be excited.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you very much for having
Thank
me
you,
today.
everyone. Goodbye.